Last week's wintry weather put several events and activities on hold here on campus. Coming up, we'll take a look at one rescheduled event that gave students a chance to learn all about what the College of Human Sciences has to offer.
The Student Activities Board continued their schedule of fun and free events this week at the Sub. Find out how students could put their creativity to use to bring a sweet smell home to their dorms and apartments. Next.
And the Texas Tech Lady Raider basketball team hope to find their way back into the win column as they took on the Kansas Jayhawks last night in the USA. MCTV's Austin Seat will be in with the final scores along with stats and highlights in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Krizia Williams.
And I'm Evan Ray. Over the last 2 weeks, the Texas Tech campus has experienced a couple of winter storms, causing some events and activities to be rescheduled.
That's right, Evan. And yesterday, one college held a makeup event to help students learn more about all they had to offer. Human Sciences Day was held yesterday morning in the Human Sciences Building's Canyon Room. Students who have a major in the College of Human Sciences were invited to stop by, grab some free food, and learn more about the college's resources for students. The event also provided current students opportunities to get involved in the college.
Human Sciences is just like celebrating the college, and it's bringing like student organizations together, so like individuals in the college can come in and like check out the tables and the new organizations that are here on campus.
Human Sciences Day was originally scheduled to take place last Wednesday, but the threat of snow and ice forced the college to reschedule the event to this week. If you missed yesterday's event but are interested in learning about all that the College of Human Sciences has to offer, just visit hs.ttu.edu and click on the Students tab near the top of the page.
Across the street from the Human Sciences Building, students could head over to the Sub to take advantage of a free activity and leave with a pleasant-smelling creation. Starting at 11 a.m. yesterday morning, the Student Activities Board hosted the Ridiculous Aromas event in the Sub courtyard. The event featured glass bottles, essential oils, and reed sticks to allow participants to make their own reed diffuser. Students could choose from several bottle designs and essential oil scents to make their creation their own. The final step in this process allows students to add a ribbon as decoration to the final product. Yesterday's Ridiculous Aromas was free for all students with a Tech ID. SAB's next scheduled event is Glow with the Flow, and it's scheduled for tomorrow night from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. in the Sub Ballroom. The event will feature games such as mini golf, foosball, and ping pong. There will also be neon paint stations to go along with the Glow with the Flow theme. Tomorrow night's event is part of a sibling weekend which is taking place tomorrow and Saturday here on campus.
Wildfires have made some big news over the last few months, especially with the destruction that recently took place in Australia. And even though fires can cause a lot of problems, one group on campus is hoping to learn and help educate others about the importance of fire to the environment. Earlier today, the Texas Tech chapter of the Student Association for Fire Ecology, or SAFE, held a plant sale outside the northwest entrance to the Sub. SAFE is a student organization that focuses on fire ecology, which is the study of how wildfires affect the environment. For $5, members of the tech community could pick up a small, drought-tolerant, succulent plant. The proceeds of this event will be used for members of SAFE to attend conferences, workshops, and events held by the National Association for Fire Ecology. If you would like to learn more about the SAFE organization, just search for the Student Association of Fire Ecology at Texas Tech on Facebook.
Another round of winter weather made its way through the South Plains earlier this week, causing some travel difficulties on and around campus.
That's right, Evan. So after 2 weeks of snow and ice, what can we expect as we head into the weekend? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in the studio with the latest look at the forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Texas Tech, but we are still in the thick of winter and it is not done yet. It really has been a wacky year. It seems like we had one of the warmest Decembers on record, and then suddenly January and February just hit us like a bus. Speaking of which, transportation around Lubbock during this time. Just remember, if there is any type of ice on the roads and you are uncomfortable driving in it, stay off the roads. I know everyone says I'm a stickler about this, but it is something I seriously believe in because I personally am a fan of road safety and I don't want anyone getting hurt. But before we get into later freezing temperatures that could come in, let's look at today. First, today our high temperature climbed all the way up to 47 degrees, which is still relatively cold, but is a little bit better, especially considering that the sun is out today. Not right now so much. We do have a little bit of cloud cover coming over us, but for the most part we have seen a few patches of blue sky. Mostly sunny and cold conditions, with the wind coming from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, we are going to be seeing another drop in temperatures, which is going to cause some winter precipitation later on. 26 is going to be our low, mostly clear and cold, and a wind coming from the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now, speaking of that winter precipitation, or really not winter precipitation, freezing fog in effect for the South Plains. This isn't going to be affecting Lubbock metropolitan area so much. It is going to be coming up from the south of us with that wind and cause freezing fog a little bit to the southwest of us and a little bit northwest of us. So not too bad for Lubbock metropolitan area. So there wouldn't be that much ice on the ground per se, but you might need to defrost your car for a little bit before you head out on the road. But again, if you do see ice on the roads, maybe from like a leftover puddle that didn't quite dry up today that froze over again, don't get on it if you're not comfortable with it. Just don't take the chance. Wait for it to warm up a little bit or call someone who does know how to drive in these icy conditions. Just don't do it. I speak from personal experience. It's not fun driving when the roads are dangerous. Don't do it. Advice from me. But looking into tomorrow, we are going to be seeing a little bit of a shakeup with the temperatures. The high for that day is going to be 51 degrees, and then we are going to be seeing another change in temperatures as we go into Sunday. The weekend overall is going to be relatively warm. Looks like we're going to have a high of 69 degrees in Lubbock for the weekend, with a high of 67 for Plainview a little bit north of us, and the sun will be out even though that we will see a couple little patches of clouds everywhere, but it is going to be very, very windy as we come in because of that front that is coming in right there. We are going to be seeing consistent winds all weekend. Looking into Sunday, though, we are going to be seeing another little mix-up in things. We'll get to that in a second. For Friday, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Looks like it's going to be a high of 53 degrees and a low of 33 degrees for Friday, so it's going to be a little chilly out there. So along with your teddy bears and chocolate hearts, maybe get your Valentine a sweater or a jacket. Wind coming from the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. For Saturday, a little bit warmer for that day. For Saturday, high of 63, low of 37. Again, warmer is just a relative term right now. And a north by northwesterly wind coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now for Sunday, that's when we're really going to start seeing some warmer temperatures again. The low temperature is finally going to be breaking out of the 30s with 43 degrees as our low. West by southwesterly winds coming at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And the warm temperature for that day, 72 degrees. After all this cold we've been experiencing, that sounds like absolute heaven. But sadly, that won't be lasting long. Be sure to tune in to Monday's edition of MCTV, as we will be seeing another change of form to winter temperatures as another cold front comes through, which sadly could bring in another round of winter precipitation. I know I'm getting tired of these midweek storms too, but it is what it is. So stay safe on the roads and tune in on Monday to see what the weather will hold for us next week. I'm Madison Hartin with MCTV Weather. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Madison. The Texas Tech Lady Raiders hit the hardwood last night at the United Supermarkets Arena with hopes of adding another win to their resume.
But did they take care of business with the Kansas Jayhawks? MCTV's Austin Seat joins us now with a look at highlights and stats from the game and more in sports. Austin?
Thanks, Krizia and Evan. It has been a very busy time in sports as many teams and leagues are in the middle of their seasons. To start off, we'll have the Lady Raiders basketball team facing off against the Kansas Jayhawks. Last night, the Lady Raiders started off hot, scoring 16 unanswered points before the Jayhawks got on the scoreboard. They kept that momentum throughout the game while also not allowing the Jayhawks to catch up. After a score of 43-24 at halftime, the Lady Raiders continued to score and were able to maintain a steady lead, which at times would reach a 27-point difference. After it was all said and done, the Lady Raiders came out on top with an 89-72 victory over the Jayhawks. Leading the Lady Raiders was Lexi Gordon with 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Lady Raider teammate Andrea Adams also had 19 points along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists, as well as Brittany Brewer, who had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist. Chrislyn Carr and Alexis Tucker also had decent nights, with both scoring over 10 points. After another big win, the Lady Raiders will travel to Morgantown, West Virginia to face the West Virginia Mountaineers. Here's this Saturday at 4 p.m. On the men's side, the Red Raiders are gearing up for their next conference game after destroying TCU on Monday 88-42. The men will head north to take on Oklahoma State in Stillwater at noon on Saturday. You can catch all the action on CBS. Over in the NBA, many teams are finishing up their remaining games before the All-Star break. While there are more than a few teams shining bright for this NBA season, many fans are excited about the rookie, Zion Williamson, from the Duke Blue Devils. However, Zion didn't play much in the first half due to a right knee injury before the season began. However, since his return to the NBA, he has sparked new life in not only the Pelicans, but also in the NBA as well. The Pelicans' most recent game against the Trailblazers just shows just how dominant he can be. The Pelicans started off very slow in the first half, allowing Portland to get up to a 31-15 lead midway through the first quarter. Shortly after that, they went on a run themselves, getting to within 2 points by halftime. After the break, the Pelicans were able to finally pull ahead of Portland and continue a scoring attack that went on all night long. This attack was led by Zion, who ended the night with a career-high 31 points, as well as getting 9 rebounds and 5 assists. His teammate, J.J. Redick, also had a big night with 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. The night ended with a Pelican victory of 138-117. The Pelicans have one more game against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at 7 p.m. before the break. Coverage of the game will be available on the ESPN app. It's been a little over 2 weeks since the passing of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna Bryant, and the 7 other victims after a helicopter crash killed all on board on Sunday, January 26th. Recently, some news came in that Kobe and his daughter Gianna have been laid to rest. On February 7th, a private ceremony was held in Corona del Mar, California, to honor the late NBA star and his daughter. The burial occurred at Pacific View Memorial Park near his family's home in Orange County. Meanwhile, a public memorial service for Kobe and Gianna is currently planned for February 24th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The reason for the date, 2/24, is to honor the jersey number of Kobe, who wore number 24, and his daughter Gianna, who wore number 2. As of now, no official time has been given for the service, but a few believe that it will begin at 8:24 a.m. Well, that's all for sports. Back to you, Krizia and Evan.
Thanks, Austin. Well, in case you didn't know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
That's right, Krizia. And although most people probably already have a gift lined up for that special someone, the Texas Tech Alumni Association has some options for anyone wanting to show some love and Red Raider pride. Each year, the Alumni Association creates a collection of printable Valentine's Day cards and posts them on their website. This year's selection includes cards featuring Raider Red and some special Valentine poses, as well as at some well-known locations across campus. The cards also feature a short caption such as, "My heart only rings for you," or "I'm mad adore you." Each card can be printed individually or in a set of 6. Along with this year's collection, you can also find previous year's Valentine's cards at the TTAA website. If you'd like to give that special someone a gift they won't forget, visit texastechalumni.org.
So Evan, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day?
Not this year.
Ladies. That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us here, and be sure to check the ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.